What's up, fam? This is your boy ELJEFE, and I am here to talk to you today about the Google Pixel Buds 2020. And I'm also going to do a quick comparison versus the Galaxy Buds Plus and the Apple AirPods Pro to sort of let you know where these stack up against these two other big boys of the true wireless industry. Now, if you're interested in picking up any of these earbuds that I'm talking about in this video, make sure you hit the links in the description box right down below, and this way you can get the latest info and the latest updated pricing. Now, before we go any further, and for full disclosure, because I like having honesty and transparency with my viewers, I went ahead and bought the Google Pixel Buds myself with my own money for testing and review purposes. And if this is your first time here, maybe you're not familiar with the way that I do things on this channel, whether I go ahead and buy the product myself or if a company sends it over to me for review, I'm always going to keep it 100% real with you and let you know whether or not it's worth your hard-earned money. So if you like what you heard so far, make sure you smash that subscribe button, sit back and relax, and let's get into these earbuds. So first up, let's talk about the things that they don't do so we can get this like elephant in the room out of the way. So they don't have active noise canceling. I know a lot of people were expecting them to have ANC coming in at this price range, but they don't. So it is what it is. I can kind of understand why they would have made this decision. Active noise cancellation in true wireless earbuds, it eats the batteries. And in order to kind of counteract that, you have to make the earbuds larger. That's why you have such big earbuds like the Sony 1000 XM3s. So you have, a larger battery in there to accommodate for those types of features. The Pixel Buds are much smaller, much more compact. So obviously they have a smaller battery. They kind of can't have those types of features, or we'd have maybe 1 hour worth of playback time. So I'm sure that's why they made that compromise and not having that feature. Also, the price would have been substantially higher. So that's probably at least that's what I think, why they wouldn't have gone that route. They also don't have transparent mode or ambient audio. That's another name for the same thing. And that's basically where you could turn on the microphones on the earbuds and you can kind of maintain an ambient awareness of what's going on around you. So that's another feature that they don't have. Now, this one kind of confuses me because I was kind of hoping they would have thrown that in. The active noise canceling, I kind of don't mind them not having that. But the transparent audio or the ambient aware, I was hoping they would have done that. The Galaxy Buds have that, and they're kind of very close in price range, so that's kind of surprising to me. So unfortunately, they don't have that, but that is what it is. There's nothing we can do about that now. So those are the two things that they're missing. So we got that out of the way. So the Pixel Buds coming in right about 180 bucks. As far as connection goes, they're running Bluetooth 5.0. So you're gonna get strong connection quality and excellent range with these earbuds. I can walk around my whole apartment. I can go downstairs. I can walk down to my driveway. No issues with them clipping or any sort of weirdness like that. As far as the codec or Bluetooth codec goes, they're using AAC. So you're gonna get some HD audio. It comes in nice and clear, but more on the sound quality towards the end of this video. As far as the pairing process goes, the pairing is very fast and very easy, especially if you're already using a Pixel device. So for me, I'm using the Pixel 4 XL. Shout out to Team Pixel. So we've got that on hand. And pairing it up, very easy. I opened up the case on the Pixel Buds. I got a prompt on the screen telling me, do I want to pair to the Pixel Buds? Hit that prompt, let it go through its pairing process, very quick and easy. And then you also get like a little notification bar that shows you the battery of the earbuds themselves and of the case, so you can kind of keep track of what the battery levels are on all three. And then also in that connection menu, in the Bluetooth menu, you get some added options. So definitely more than what you see with any other true wireless earbud or headphones that you pair to your device. So you see the usual stuff, but you also get some added toggles in there. One for the in-ear detection, where you could turn that on and off. You can also toggle on the adaptive volume setting, where the earbuds will raise and lower the volume depending on the environment or the level of noise in your environment. So that's kind of cool. You see those two toggles in there. You also get access to like firmware updates and things like that. So it's kind of cool to see it that deeply integrated into the operating system. It's pretty cool. So I was very, very surprised to see that stuff. And then also, to add on to this awesome connectivity, these also feature one of the most seamless dual connect, where you can take one earbud and stop listening to it, put it back in the case and just listen to the other one, or vice versa. So basically, they're both connected at the same time. You can put one in the case. The music will sometimes stop because of that in-ear detection. You just tap it one time, the music just keeps on playing. It's literally that simple. So some of the true wireless earbuds, once you put one back in the case, it has to switch its connection to the other side. Some of them are quicker than others, but this one, it's like the connection's on all the time, and all you gotta do is hit play. and it just keeps going. So overall, one of the better implementations of the dual connect mode, and I'm seriously feeling it. And for those of you who like to use the earbuds one at a time, like maybe you use one halfway through the day and then you switch after lunch, totally got you covered. As far as the water resistance rating go, they are running IPX4, which is equivalent to what you're getting with the Apple AirPods Pro. So that's going to give you some pretty decent water and sweat resistance. You can totally work out on them. You can get sweaty and all that stuff, not a problem. You can get caught out in the rain, also not going to be much of an issue, but I would not submerge these. So I wouldn't go swimming. I wouldn't dunk them in water. I wouldn't do anything like that. So just be careful as far as that goes. But for workouts and like rain and light showers, not going to be a problem. And then as far as battery life is concerned, they are giving you a claimed 5 hours on a single charge. In my personal testing, I managed to pull 4 hours and 29 minutes on a single charge at 75% volume. So that falls right in line with what they're claiming. Now that is pure playback. That is not mixed use. My testing is not mixed use. It is just pure audio playback at 75% volume. So if you're going to be making phone calls and things like that, obviously you're going to see that number reduced. There's just no way around that. If you're going to run the driver and the microphones, it's going to reduce the battery life. You just can't get around that. As far as the case is concerned, they're going to give you an additional 4 to 4.5-ish charges on the case. So pretty good. They're going to have you covered if you need to throw these back in the case and get another quick boost and then keep going. You're good to go. 10 minutes fast charge is also on board. So with 10 minutes, that'll give you an additional hour worth of talk time or an additional 2 hours worth of playback time. So fast charge also here. And then as far as recharging the case is concerned, they use USB Type-C or Qi wireless charging. So they've got you covered. So if you have a desktop charger, me personally, I have a Nomad base station on my desk. Put that right on there, no problem whatsoever. So easy peasy as far as that's concerned. And then the case itself. So the case itself has been a big talking point for people. It's very nice. It has a very tactile feel. It's sort of shaped like an egg, but skinnier. And it almost has an egg-like texture on it. Very textured feel to it. Unfortunately, being that we're in the situation that we're in right now, I am constantly washing my hands. So this case has slipped out of my hands already probably 4 or 5 times. Thankfully, when it happened, I wasn't outdoors. I was being safe and staying home, so it landed on carpet nice and safe. But I went ahead and picked up the Nomad case for the Google Pixel Buds, and this case is perfect. So when you order the Pixel Buds, this was an available option, but unfortunately both the Google Pixel Buds at the time of this video are sold out along with those Nomad cases. But if you're interested in picking up one of the Nomad cases for yourself, I'm going to leave links to the Google Pixel Buds cases on Nomad's website, and that way you can get them from them directly. So the case I think is right around 35 bucks, Horween leather, micro suede on the inside, and the fitment is perfect. So as far as the AirPods Pro, that's my favorite case. That's a case I use with my AirPods Pro, and now I'm using it with my Pixel Buds, and I love them. So shout out to Nomad, making some awesome products, but I digress. So as far as that case goes, like I said, it's very pocketable, it's very smooth, and it doesn't take up a bunch of space. That's one of the things that I really do like about it. There are some cases like the Sony 1000 XM3s or even the SoulSync Pro or just some other earbuds out there that just have these massive cases that sit in your pocket and then you can't like put your keys and other things in there. So very pocketable, very compact, and I really do think that it's one of the better cases as far as true wireless earbuds are concerned. Now, next up, they also do feature dual beamforming microphones. So they give you some very, very good call quality that actually had me very surprised, especially for dot style earbuds where they're just kind of in there. They don't have the stock or the stem like you get with AirPods. So very, very surprising. But let me play you some quick call quality samples, and this way you can kind of hear it for yourself, both in a quiet environment and in a simulated noisy environment.
All right, so here we have the call quality test on the Google Pixel Buds. Now, we're just doing this in a quiet environment, obviously indoors, and I'm not playing any crowd noise at the moment. So testing, 1, 2, 3, Google Pixel Buds. So let's move on, let's add some crowd noise and see how these perform. All right, so here we have the call quality of the Google Pixel Buds with some simulated crowd noise in the room. This is kind of what it sounds like in a coffee shop or a bar or crowded bus station. Not that that applies at the moment, but we're going to test for it nonetheless. Testing, 1, 2. As always, you got to be the judge of the call quality down in the comment section.
So as you can see, the call quality is surprisingly clear. I was very, very surprised with that. Now, is it the best on the market? Is it the best out there? No, but it is easily in the top 5, if not the top 3 for call quality in my personal opinion. Now, this brings me to the comfort and to the fitment. So as far as comfort goes, I didn't have any issues whatsoever. Now, people were concerned about that little fingertip hook thing that they have on these earbuds. For me, it wasn't causing me any problems. But now, mind you, I have large ears and I am very accustomed to wearing earbuds. So I can't say the same for you. I don't feel any fatigue from them. I'm not getting any pain or anything like that from them, but that is just me. So you have to take that with a grain of salt because your ears could be more sensitive than mine. So you may have a problem with that. Only way to know is to try them for yourself. So comfort, unfortunately, is highly subjective, but for me, they're very comfortable. As far as fitment goes, obviously they fit in my ears very well. It's a very small earbud and I have large ears, so they fit me very, very easily. Unfortunately, the only problem I had was the fitment was a little tricky. So first up, I had to upgrade to the larger size ear tips because with the regular ones in there, I was not getting a seal whatsoever. So I put them in and I can totally still hear everything that's going on around me. That's not a seal. So I went up to the larger ear tip size. And then when I go ahead and put them in, basically when you put these in, you want to pop them in and then you want to give them a spin until they kind of lock into place. Unfortunately for me, when they lock all the way into place, I'm still not sealing. So basically for me, they seal about halfway locked. So just kind of halfway there. And then I get a proper seal, things get quiet around me, sound quality gets a massive increase. So that's how it works for me. So for me, it's a little bit tricky. Your ears, it might be the same thing, or you may not experience the same thing at all. The beauty of that, even though there's sort of a tricky fitment where I have to be very careful about how I place them, once they're in place, I don't have to mess with it. I don't have to, worry about them falling out, or if I'm walking around, if I bend down, they don't fall out of my ears. So no problems as far as that's concerned. And even when you're manipulating them using the controls, it's still not messing with the way that they're sitting in there. So far it's been so good. And then speaking about the touch control interface, this is actually one of the better implementations of touch controls that I have ever experienced on any true wireless earbuds. So basically it's going to be something like swipe and tap. So swiping is going to be for your volume control. So swipe forward for volume up and swipe backwards for volume down. And it is very responsive. You can do something like swipe, 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 and you can get through your volume range very quickly. I was very surprised by that. As far as the touch control where you're doing, tap for play pause or answer phone calls, double tap, triple tap for track control. So no problems as far as that goes. And then also long press if you want to access like the Google Assistant. So overall, very responsive, very quick, very easy to use, very easy to find. And like I said, easily the best implementation of touch control on any true wireless earbuds that I've ever used. And then next up, that brings us to the volume and to the sound quality of these earbuds. Now, for me personally, these get loud enough. So what I mean by that is that these are not the loudest earbuds out there, but they're loud enough for me. And the reason I say this is because normally with most of the earbuds, I'm comfortable somewhere between the 70 to 85% volume, when I have plenty of overhead to, make volume adjustments. With these here, the Pixel Buds, I actually listen to these somewhere between 80 and 90%. So that lets me know that these are a bit quieter than other earbuds out there. So that's kind of where that is. Now, if you're a volume junkie or if you're somebody who's hard of hearing, you may want to take note. You may want to look elsewhere. But for everyone else who is not hard of hearing, these get plenty loud. Music gets nice and loud, nice and pumped up, and things sound great. So as far as volume goes, they've got you covered. So whether it's music, whether it's podcasts, movies, watching videos on YouTube, maybe they have quiet dialogue, you've got some decent overhead there to make up for people whispering or talking quietly. So no issues as far as that goes. Then as far as the sound quality goes, this is where these kind of caught me off guard. So these are not a bass boosted type of sound. These are a much more well-balanced and refined kind of a sound. And that really threw me off. So they have a surprising amount of presence and stage to the sound, where a lot of earbuds sound like they're right like this. They're right in your ears. These sound a bit more open, which is tough for me to explain, but they sound a bit more wide and a bit more open, a bit more airy to the sound, at least as far as my ears are concerned. Now, these don't have rumble and sub bass, unfortunately, because I would have loved to hear that in these, but it's just not there. They do have bass, it's tight, it's accurate, but there's just not a lot of it under it. There isn't a lot of impact behind it, put it that way. What they do have is a nice mid-range. So where your male vocals, your female vocals, where the human voice lives, it sounds incredible. And then they have some nice treble, some nice airiness and clarity to the treble. So overall, like I said, a very, very balanced type of sound, which kind of threw me off. I was very, very surprised that they sounded like this. I was not expecting it. So for general listening, which pretty much any genre you throw at them, they will sound very good unless you are a bass head, unless you're somebody who is looking for a lot of that low end thump, a lot of that rumble, a lot of that punch. Then these probably are not going to be for you. If you listen to a lot of trap, a lot of EDM, and like a lot of hip hop and stuff with a lot of heavy bass lines, you're probably going to want to look elsewhere if you really want all of that bass. These are more for a more accurate type of sound, especially instrumental music. So, you know, rock and oldies and Motown and alternative and classical music and Latin music and stuff like that. R&B as well is beautiful with these. But if you have, you know, a lot of bass is what you want, you're probably going to want to look elsewhere. But for everybody else, these are a great, great choice. Now, as far as putting these up against the Apple AirPods Pro and the Galaxy Buds Plus, we're going to have to put them in this hierarchy. Now, let me preface this by saying, I'm going to have to choose a number 1, a number 2, and a number 3. But just because I'm choosing the number 1, number 2, and number 3, that doesn't mean that the 2 of these suck or the number 3 one sucks. It just means that the other ones are just slightly better. Let's put it that way. So, in the number 1 spot, of those 3, I'm going to have to give that to the Apple AirPods Pro. So for them, a much more well-rounded sound. So not as wide as what you're getting with the Pixel Buds, but they do clarity very well. They have an excellent, beautiful mid-range to them, and they have some nice low-end grunt to back it up. So for a wider range of listeners and for a wider range of genres, the Apple AirPods Pro are gonna be the better choice out of these 3. Next, we're gonna have the Galaxy Buds Plus. These pack much more bass than what you're getting out of the Pixel Buds, but they kind of don't have that width to it or the clarity of the Pixel Buds. But overall, it's a much more fun, much more dynamic type of sound, which I personally do prefer. So that's where I put them. Also, both the AirPods Pro and the Galaxy Buds get much louder in overall volume than the Pixel Buds. So that's why those 2 are the better choices as far as sound quality and volume are concerned over the Pixel Buds. So for me, the lineup goes like this: Apple AirPods Pro number 1, the Galaxy Buds Plus number 2, and the Pixel Buds are going to come in 3rd place. And now I know the pricing, there's a big disparity, right? You've got the Pixel Buds coming in at $180, you've got the Galaxy Buds coming in at $150, and then you've got the AirPods Pro coming in at $250. So maybe the AirPods Pro are completely out of the question for you, and you're just kind of looking at the Galaxy Buds versus the Pixel Buds. Which one do you want to go with? Between these 2, to be completely honest and fair and 100% real with you, the Galaxy Buds Plus are the better choice. So you're getting a little bit more low end, so the sound quality difference is sort of negligible, but I prefer having that extra bass in the sound. I also prefer having that extra volume. But not only that, with the Galaxy Buds, for $20 less, you're also getting ambient sound. That's a big one. And crazy battery life. I've tested the Galaxy Buds Plus to well over 12 hours of battery on a single charge. So really, there really isn't a choice here. If you really got to choose, to me personally, you know, unless you're really living that Pixel life, the Galaxy Buds Plus are going to be the better choice for under $200. But overall, the AirPods Pro still beat both of these, as they should, being that they're nearly $100 more than both of these. So with all of that said, do I even recommend you go out and order these Google Pixel Buds? Yeah. I mean, if you're about that life, if you like the Pixel Buds, if you like what I told you so far, if you like the features and all the different things that are going on with them, then by all means. So even though these other 2, I consider them to be better choices, that doesn't mean that the Pixel Buds themselves are bad, because they're not. You're still getting good battery life. You're still getting a great set of features. You're still getting some very well balanced sound quality that caught me by surprise. Awesome connectivity, super comfortable, and very, very compact and discreet. So overall, they're still an excellent choice, and I highly recommend them. Now, with all of that said, I just want to say thank you for checking out this video. Thank you for giving your boy El Jefe a chance to tell you about the Pixel Buds. And I also want to say thank you for being here, supporting this channel, for hitting these links and checking out the different products that I recommend. Every time you watch one of these videos, you're helping to directly support this channel, and you're helping to directly support me as a creator, helping me support my family, which I highly appreciate, and I can't thank you enough. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, any of that stuff, leave those in the comment section. I will get back to you as soon as possible. If you're not familiar with the way that I do things, I'm always in my comment section of every single video answering questions. I'm one of those creators that answers these comments. So come through and say what's up. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. That way you never miss any of the upcoming videos. With all of that out of the way, I hope you have an awesome week. Stay home, stay safe, stay inside, wash your hands, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.